Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
There he is, the Rhino himself.
Hey now, what's up, buddy?
Little early morning film breakdown here.
Is it early? I didn't know if it was early or late. So
What do you consider to be? I mean, it's 6:00 a.m. here. We're gonna grind some tape. You're gonna take us through. What do you consider to be early to rise?
I mean, football used to have to be there at like 5:30, 5:45. So that was pretty early because you had to get up and drive in. So I mean, it was a lot. But
Do you lift? Are you lifting first, or
Yeah.
like when's your first meeting usually?
it was 6 a.m. would be lift, and then 7 a.m. would be first meeting with the O-line because the O-line's always going to meet before everybody. And then 7:30, some people would start trickling in, and it was normally like 8 o'clock, 8:30 would be team meeting, and then from there you just do breakouts.
And then just go pound breakfast at some point, or is breakfast like between lifting? Do you eat? Can you eat in a meeting room?
Man, that depends on how old you are and how cool your coach is. Like Tony didn't care. Tony wouldn't have cared if you were eating breakfast. As long as he knew you were doing something before, like working out or watching film or doing something, he wouldn't care. But Mike Solari never let you eat anything in the room ever. Whether it was in a to-go box, whether it was wrapped up, nothing. Couldn't have your hood up. Couldn't wear hats in the room. There was a lot of there was a lot of
You chew
respect.
gum. You chew gum.
You could chew gum, but if you're being annoying, he'd probably say something. And he hated it, like when guys would sit there and they'd be rocking, and then all of a sudden they'd just go all the way back. He hated that. So he'd be like, hey, sit up and push the little thingy in. So you kind of like get stuck where you just can't go back. And he hated when people rock.
Coach, I'm going to be in here for hours. Just
Well,
to be comfortable.
he wasn't stupid. He knew the minute the guys laid back, they were just going to fall asleep. And so he'd be like, let's not do that, right? And then the minute they put their hood up, they'd be asleep in the hood. And it was terrible. Terrible.
Just slink under the table.
Right?
So I don't know, maybe I don't know. Maybe you get yelled at for taking your AG1 in there. And
Oh, yeah.
shaking it up.
For sure you would.
Get yelled at, but so just you could either drink your AG1 first thing in the morning or middle of the day. But yeah, taking care of your health shouldn't be complicated. AG1 simplifies this. Each scoop of AG1 or each travel pack, I'm on the travel packs, contains whole food sourced ingredients that support gut health, focus, immune health, and much more. Trusted by top athletes all over the world. It helps fill nutritional gaps. You know, we're not all like Tom Brady just drinking kale smoothies for every meal here or, eating 100% clean. AG1 comes in and helps you. If there's one product I had to recommend to elevate your health, it's AG1. If you want to take ownership, it starts with AG1. Go to drinkag1.com/purple daily to get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs, just like these. drinkag1.com/purple daily. So,
here we go. We're ready. Here we go.
Dude,
Let's do
I
it.
did put it.
I know.
Oh, God.
Okay, here we go. Out of the greens. Talk to me.
I did just for your amusement. I did put the Bears play in from like the 1 yard line where the offensive lineman came in as a fullback and did not report.
Totally
So
fucked it up.
we will watch that play at some point.
Listen, Skipper got it last year, and he reported. We all saw him reporting.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't know how you messed that up, but that was hilarious. By the way, is this the fourth down play?
Yeah, this is the first
good.
drive of the game.
I'm so glad we're going to
39-yard line. The Bears
Listen,
are going to go for it here.
at first I was like, is that fourth down? 14 minutes in the first quarter, and you're on the other side of the 50? Mac, I lost it. I
loved it. This is
no.
This is a coaching
I was
staff that
dying
knows they're
laughing.
going to get fired anyways. Like
That's
you might
why
as
I
well
was
go.
dying laughing, because I was like, tell me you've been fired without telling me you've no. And not only that, but the play selection. You toss the ball. You know how many bad things could happen in a toss, Mackey? Do you know how many bad things could happen between the center exchange, the tossing the ball, the catching the ball, getting everybody around, getting a tight end down, when you could just take the ball from the center and go forward? I don't.
Well, let's roll this. By the way, if you want more from Booney too, I should have mentioned this off the top. O-line committee, you and Jeremiah Serials, 2 former Vikings offensive linemen, by the way, talking NFL, doing film breakdowns every single week.
And hey, before you do that, tell me your opinion about the unis, and be honest.
I love taking a shot on the unis.
I'm cool with that.
I love the all whites because the all whites go back decades. I mean, they wore all whites through different generations. Not
Right.
the helmet though. The helmet's always been purple. The Vikings are one of those teams that just like barely changes their uniform. They've had different stripe patterns and stuff,
Which
but
is
it's been
crazy,
a
right?
very traditional uniform for
Yeah.
65 years. Take a shot once a year, whatever. Like, I'm fine with it. What about you?
I agree with you. I like that they took a shot. I don't know that I like because I'm with you. They're very traditional. Like they went from 2 stripes to 3, and people were like,
Oh my God.
"Oh my God, Alan Page is gonna lose it." It was like we're adding a stripe. This is cool, but I'm with you. You took a shot.
Offensive linemen always look a little weird in the all whites. You guys look like Stay Puft Marshmallow Men or something.
Okay, first of all, you're lucky there's a screen between us. You are so lucky.
Everybody. Dalton Reisner with his belly hanging out. So, anyways, let's go full screen here.
Terrible.
The Bears
All
in
right,
complete
here we
effort
go.
mode to
This
start
is total
game.
effort mode. This is I know I've been fired. I know I have 0 chance of coming back because they tossed it on a 4th and 1. I could not believe that. Like at first, I'm like, all right, you're crazy, but man, you are well short.
Jalen Redmond, by the way, was in the XFL like last year or whatever the league is called, undrafted free agent, and he's become the last 2 or 3 weeks a key contributor on the defensive line, number 61 for the Vikings.
Harrison, put your helmet on. Stop it. All right, here we go. That was an even front too. It's almost like a 6'2". Look at that.
So we're counting like as part of a 6'2", like
Yeah.
you got these guys.
Call that a 6'2". It's almost like a 6'2" gaps, right? Because everyone's in the gaps. It's like a goal line defense, really, but everyone's just spread out. And I mean, honestly, Grenard does a great job right here. See how he kind of pushes the tight end back in there? Like he helps shut down the definition of this whole wave because they do get a good little bit of a scoop going over here, right about there. See how the 84 gets a great job of his shoulder on 99, and all of a sudden it kind of pushes him back inside and turns him, and then it allows him to get up on Cashman pretty quickly, which starts to define a hole. But what Grenard does a great job of is pushing the other tight end back into that hole. Exactly.
So this is supposed to look like that for a nice little chunk.
And it's about to in a minute because all of a sudden see that right there, and that's what we want to see. But Grenard right there doesn't allow any really movement, and it kind of closes the lane as it's happening, which is a great job. And then, like you said, backside getting there. I mean, dude, you would think for a 4th and 1, these guys would be trying a lot harder than that. Like this is the first 4th down of the game, and you went for it, and it's really backside that kind of trips them up, and then front side they don't get any penetration or they don't get any movement on Harrison Phillips. It's just a great job of number 1 knowing it's 4th down, and 2 coming out and executing on the defensive side because it's there initially, like you see it, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah. So Vikings.
Dude, I was blown away. You got to be kidding me.
They did it again later.
I know. I couldn't believe that either.
Stuffed again.
And then they stopped going for it on 4th down. I'm sure McCaskey called down like, stop it.
Man, the McCaskies, man, just can't get it right in Chicago. There's been a lot of your guy Mike Vrabel, by the way, getting a lot of steam for that job.
You know, I've heard that, and I've heard Ohio State, and I got to be honest with you, I'm getting nervous.
Oh, interesting.
Because I don't want to hear about my boy Vrabes going back to college. Stay here with us.
So I think this is the very next drive.
Is this the one where he laid on the bench?
No, that was later. That was like in the 4th quarter. We'll show that one too.
Somebody where I stepped away. I was like, God, he's running for his life right now. Guy was nowhere near.
Somebody put together, it was the 3 screenshots of, when he was at Oklahoma, Caleb Williams, of him like doing the dramatic thing on the bench at Oklahoma. And then the second picture was him crying with his parents after the USC game. And then him like laying on the bench on Monday Night Football.
Hey, I told you the other day, I hate dramatic quarterbacks. I hate it because it instantly draws you into a world that you don't want to be in, right? Like you're like, hey, suffer in silence. Shut up. We are all hurting out here. He's like whining on the bench like a freaking fish. You're like, dude, what are you doing?
Oh,
this. Listen, I know it hurt. That hurts. I know it does. But stop whining about it. But truthfully, this rookie left tackle, who I thought was a good player coming he was out of Yale, correct? We
Yeah.
recruited him. I recruited him to come to my gym. I thought he was a great player. Here's the problem. At some point, someone had to tell him, you have to make contact with this defensive end, right? Like the most important thing is that you put your hands through his chest into the back of his spine. He totally forgot that day. He actually just sets and turns wide open. We call this the revolving door. You've just opened up a door for him to go around. And it's a terrible job because, number one, y'all want to see a dead body.
That's actually, I just drew
quarterback,
something else right there, I feel like.
dude. Your rookie quarterback just ate that entire thing. And you fumbled the ball, which I think Blake Cashman picks up and takes the other way for like 20 yards. This is one of the easiest sacks I've seen. I mean, dude, at some point on Monday night, you got to show up. But once again, Jonathan Grenard having a freaking amazing year. I mean, dude, as a rookie, you'd be like, oh, God. Maybe we chip, maybe we slide. Yeah. I mean, the problem is they're not even sliding here. They're 5-0ing this. So it's almost like you should get fired as the Bears. Like, I feel like they should fire this Bears coach right now just for putting this poor rookie out on this island. In the Vikings,
we're 5-0ing here, and then but with no chip help from the running back.
It's a horrible call. That's another horrible call. Like at some point, if we're not going to 5-0, we're telling our running backs like Swift, hey, get to the edge every time. I don't care what comes to the right. If nothing comes down the middle of the pipe, you get back to the left instantly. And he does. He does a good job, but he doesn't help.
He's there. He's there.
He was, but then you left when we needed you. You're not understanding.
But he's choosing to be in, or I don't know if choosing is the right word.
Well, no, I mean
he becomes an immediate outlet, but it's too late.
You do, but at some point I would like if I was the O-line coach here, I'd be like, we're either gonna do a full Louis to this kid all day. We're gonna Louis him everything, which means we're all sliding left, and the running back's gonna come off the right tackle's hip, or we're gonna lucky everything we can and to the right side. You earn your money today. Or what we're going to do is we're going to Roger away from him. Like, we're going to have an answer. I would never be like, let's 5-0 this, especially against a defensive end that has been humming for the last how many weeks, right? In his house on Monday night when they're wearing their white unis. I'm not going to do this because it's the fastest way we can lose the game. This was early too, I think, right?
Second drive.
Yeah, it's like it was only like 3-0 at this point. So right now you've basically just given them the ball right back. Like, hey, you know what? We don't want it. You take it. That's stupid football to me. I mean, that was a bad decision.
Should have been a touchdown there too.
Cashman kind of like he kind of gets upended on this one.
He's got blockers too, man.
Oh, he ran into him.
Fumbles.
Defenders are so stupid.
So all right, I think we're running the ball here.
Let's watch some good plays.
John.
By the way, the run game was so fun to watch. Like I feel like Chicago showed up and was like, we just don't want to have to tackle anybody today, because he was running at certain times so easily through the inside of the tackles. Like it was like, my God, 12 yards, 10 yards.
Because they came out, and I agree, like, because this is the second drive of the game for the Vikings, and like the early runs looked real gashy to me just watching on my couch. But the first 40, and the Vikings ran like 70 or 80 offensive plays, but the first 40 offensive plays, 30 passes to 10 runs.
Yeah.
And it was, and they weren't really getting the big chunk passes down the field like they had the last month. But then somewhere, and we'll get to the third quarter stuff too, but somewhere in the third quarter, Kevin O'Connell decided, all right, let's just take their souls. Let's run the ball. But this is how it kind of started. Like, you saw the makings of a good run game early in this one.
Oh, absolutely. And this is just simple. This could be called probably mid zone. There's outside and then there's inside. This mid zone is becoming a new thing. And I would say mid zone because the ball kind of cuts back. And outside zone, the stretch pattern is so much different than this. But I love the motion on this too, because we see how we naturally get what we want. We get those backers to just fall back there. And then all of a sudden the angles look so much better for us. So front side, we're going to slip this. Tackle and guard are going to slide up to 6. Backside, we're going to be this. We're going to slide up to 49, Tremaine Edmonds. And then backside, we got what's called a D. Very rare to see a D, but you see one between Oliver and Munt going to 53. And then see how the motion takes the backside guy out. But this is just a great job of running, right? The Vikings are running off the ball. They're creating these run lanes. And then Aaron Jones finding his running lane and just taking it, trusting it. She's a great job. And it's great because it looks so natural and smooth.
Boom.
I know, right?
And so Johnny Munt's
Ooh.
job here is to create like a seal here.
No, I don't know if it's as like they never really tell you how they want it blocked. You're just supposed to kind of get it done. So Johnny Munt takes great footwork, and I see how his shoulder pads are square. Now that he's square, he wants to think press vertically. So now, he creates this running lane that ends up being like he's the wall and there's the wave, which is great. But at times that defensive end will crash in with him, and that's when they start to drive vertically. That he'll end up where 84 is, and that's when
then you bounce it out here,
right? And that's when you see him surf the wave, right? And those are cool too. It's all dependent on how does Johnny feel like he has the block. If my shoulders are square and I can press vertically, I'm going to become the wall. If he's chasing the ball with me, then I'm just going to ride the wave.
And then you're just trusting Aaron Jones to make a read there. Right?
Exactly. I mean, you saw how smooth that looked. Not a lot of guys do it like that anymore.
And look at the play action, bringing those guys up.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that is
right.
That's great sequencing, as we say.
That may have been one of the easiest touchdowns I've ever seen. Like, just I'm going to dangle it to 33. All four of these guys are going to step up just one step. Not that any one of them has anything to do with this, but they all step up, right? It buys enough time that guys are not focused on 18. They're focused on 33.
So we're moving them this way pre-snap.
Oh, absolutely. Give me my throwing lane.
And then we're moving them up this way.
See how many guys, look at that. See how many guys step up. 29 can't help himself. My God, son. My God. Look at that. There's not one person in the end zone. And where's 18? In the end zone. There he is.
Oh, there's the best.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's the easiest touchdown I've ever seen. Look how wide open he was, too. This guy's
early
still
celebration here. Little Josh Oliver. He knew what was happening.
He knew it was up. He read the vibe.
Here, I'm going to go back to the wide here.
This is their faking duo here, which is it's a smash mouth play. Duo's power without a puller. And so everyone's thinking the minute that they see these double teams right there, right? Instantly they're like, man, I got to tackle this. And then outside over here, they're probably like, oh, it's a quick screen. It's something, right? So everyone's thinking it's happening right now, but it's not. It's not happening right now. It's happening in the next 10 seconds. So now the anticipation's building. Where is it? Where is it? Dude, he's been wide open the entire time. I don't even know what to say.
It's a great design. Yeah, you're right. They had like some.
No. Like, if you go back to the wide, like not one person is watching him. And that's what's sad. Like if you're playing a game like this, you're thinking, hey, I can't let 18 wreck this game for me, right? He goes off on a route, and I don't think not one person sees him right now. That's sad. You wonder why you lost this game. Look at that.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say, dude. These three guys still think it's run. Naga, who is that? Naga, not gonna work here anymore.
And this was the ultimate. And he comes in, does the tribute to Moss into the camera.
Oh yeah.
But the ultimate tribute to Moss is when my hand goes up.
Hey man, when you see the hand go up, ball gets thrown. I was like, oh my God, he said it.
There it is.
He said it.
This is the tribute to Moss.
That it is. Man, people.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's crazy too, man. Shout out to Randy, teammate of mine, great guy. Total supporter of his. One of the greatest to ever do it, dude. One of the coolest dudes in the world. Just was a competitor to the end. Love him.
The whole night was. Yeah, they brought Chris Carter and Jake Reed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Randy's jersey
dude.
And stuff. So
Randy's the man, dude. He's that kind of guy. Like you do anything for him. Love him to death. For the hardest worker in the room. Took notes every day. Couldn't believe it. Just could not believe how much of a hard worker this dude was. Cool, and then, hey, check this out. Bet everybody a ton of money. He's like, I'm going to catch every ball this week one-handed. There was a lot of money on the table. And I mean a lot. And this was like
in San Francisco.
This was in San Francisco. This was Monday through Sunday. Every ball would get caught with one hand. So we told Cap, because we were like, we got a lot of money riding on this. He was firing them in there. You could hear the sizzle as it would go by my helmet. And I was like, he ain't catching that. I was like, oh my God. Next play, but Cap, throw it harder. He'd be like, I can't. But dude, gotta win my money back.
Double or nothing.
He won. I'm not kidding you. He was such a stud, and he would such a funny dude that he knew how to make everybody chill out and calm down when they were all super tight. Just could not tell you what a great person he is. An awesome dude, leader. hardest worker. Like just love him. Anything he needed, dudes would do. That's why I'm not surprised to see how many people came to his support, dude. He's such a great dude.
And we talked about this a little bit yesterday. I mean, he's already you got the Ring of Honor for all these teams.
Oh,
he's in the Ring of Honor. But then the next level is retiring numbers. And I know that teams for a long time, before you could have more liberty wearing whatever number you wanted to, like when receivers could only wear numbers in the 80s, like teams were, if you retire 2 numbers, now you only have 8 to use on your roster. But now it's like you can wear whatever number you want pretty much. So you gotta do it. Let's put 84 up.
You have to. You have to put it up in the rafters, dude. Dude, he's such a funny dude, man. He'd wear some of the coolest clothing too. I'm like, he's such an old man. They'd be like, don't let him hear you say that. Like Janko jeans and stuff. I'm like, God, they're all twizzled at the end. I'd be like, what is wrong with this guy?
The Janko jeans, man.
Dude, he was awesome.
Great throwback. Awesome. All right, let's go back to the wide here. So this is a 3rd and 17, by the way. Again, if you're wondering how tuned in the Bears were to winning this game, this is a 3rd and 17 from the Vikings' own 13-yard line.
I know. I told you. They look like they didn't even want to play. By the way, for anyone wondering, all these guys out here are probably going to get cut. Why? Because nobody cares that your head coach got fired. You should go out here and play as hard as you possibly can. And what was this, a 3rd and 14?
3rd and 17.
3rd and 17. 3rd and 17. Let's see the effort. That was terrible. That was terrible.
They're all kind of waiting.
That was terrible. Look, see all these guys running over here? You're all getting cut. You're all getting fired. Nobody cares. Like this is why I felt like this game was like such a conundrum. They're running the ball at will at times. He's throwing the ball all over the place. And then all of a sudden you look up and they only have 10 points and you're like, what's going on? This is the weirdest thing in the world. Oh, it's the Bears. And then I started thinking like it's the curse. So we're not in Chicago though. What's going on right now? I mean, it was just a weirdly conundrum game. It ended up being great for the Vikings because they ended up just destroying them. But at times doing stuff like this, like just throwing, like doesn't this look like a Thursday practice?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
hey,
very casual.
We're not going to touch the receivers today. We're just going to let them catch everything. We're like, wait, what? What's going on?
It was kind of weird though because there's parts of the game and like these last couple plays where it was just super easy for the Vikings. But then like overall in the pass game, it felt like either Darnold he just wasn't comfortable with the looks down the field because like usually he's good for 3 40-yard bombs and a bunch of 20, 25, 30-yard chunks. And it just felt like the Bears are trying to keep everything underneath. Or maybe they just said, let's not give the Bears 3 chances to turn the game with an interception. Let's just be careful.
Right. Go back. This is a great blitz pickup. Here we go. Is this a Maui?
They've got.
There's your Sam.
Or is this? Would you say this is 4 down here with 55?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out which way was our strength. Which way's Hawk? Is he left or right?
Here, let's go back to the wide.
Tell me he's to the left. We call this a Maui.
Hawk is down. Well, Munt. You got Munt and Josh Oliver down.
Yeah, just to the. So you got your nickel and your Mike coming through the B gap. Here we go. Play it. Let's see which way are we sorting this? Are we sorting?
And 6 creeps down. Darnold sees it.
Yeah, he gives it away. I told you, man. They're like blind dogs in a meat house. They can't help themselves. Well, it's about to get snapped. No one even looks serious.
And then he tries to act casual.
Yeah. This is just a Mike and Sam. This is a great job. Everybody getting this picked up. We're gonna sort on the front side. So we got Dalton Reisner sorting this. Let me see. Is he on it? Yeah. So it's a sort only because the nose tackle's touching the center. If he would have moved, if the 64 moves to his left 3 inches, this goes from a sort call to a Rocco call, which instantly doesn't change anybody, but it just the way that the defensive lineman is touching the center, like see how instantly I let everybody know no one's touching me. But all of a sudden, if I say sort right, or we could say Ricky, instantly everyone's like, okay, the nose guard's touching him. The guard's going to go out. It also helps the guy setting with him know where to be. Like, I'm going to set, throw a hand up. Dalton Reisner does a good job getting there.
So when you say sort real quick for the audience, so you're talking essentially these 3 offensive linemen are sorting the 3 most dangerous
correct
threats,
but
right?
We don't think the center's with us. This is because he's locked on the nose all the
Okay,
way.
got it.
So a good chance the no's not really going anywhere. So it really means that Dalton Reisner and Brian O'Neill have this pie triangle, which goes from 95 to 49 and then
Over to
95
6.
out. Yes. So you have the most dangerous of those three. So since 95 comes into Dalton Reisner, he shuts it down right now. And 49 is the second rusher. If 49 would have ran through 95 before 95 got to Dalton, he would have came down and Brian would have came down too.
Because Jones cleans up the third guy.
Correct, because we're sorting the two most dangerous, and since these two are the two most dangerous, they're the first there. We get them, which is normally how it looks. The problem is you get a little bit of pressure from Dalton. He does a good job, but he gets beat on that hand swipe right there. And what did I tell you yesterday? We always want extension in the pass game, right? Like we never want them close to us because then bad things happen. And if you go, oh my God, I missed my hands, that means it's a sack. So the minute that he makes contact with 95 here, he wants to keep him away from him. Stay away from me, start to extend my arms. Number one, it allows me to see if anything's coming. It allows me to see my periph. Like, see right there, he goes to punch, and 95 does a good job of swiping his hands, which makes him drop his helmet, which instantly means, number one, we're leaning too. We need to sit frick down, right? These are big boys coming. And right there, he does a good job of getting in front of them, but when you don't have hands on, you just can't really be strong. And I've been in that feeling before where you're trying to gain your hands. Like, you're like, where are they right now? And you're just like eating this dude's bull rush. But at the same time, it's like, we got to win from the beginning.
All right. This is, in fact, I'm going to, this is
79
the
polling.
this is 68. This is 68 not reporting here. So we're going to look at this play here in just a second.
So bad. So bad. So bad.
But before we do,
Kramer,
let me
you're an
shout
idiot.
out Nicolay Law is the exclusive personal injury law firm of Purple Daily. Russell Nicolay, when he's not just roaming around US Bank Stadium in a suit and a tie, he's normally a t-shirt and jeans guy. Keeps it cash because they're just your normal everyday folks that happen to have law degrees to help you get the compensation you deserve after an accident. So yeah, if you or a loved one have been injured, why don't you call Russell Nicolay and his team at 1-855-NICOLAY, or you can go to their website, start your path to winning at nicolaylaw.com. And listen, we're like a week away from Christmas, and so if some of you are panicking, like, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten my wife anything, my mom, whoever it is in your life, Woodhouse Spas is here to save the day for you. In fact, we had a Purple Daily listener a few days ago reach out and say, hey, I just bought a $500 gift card for my wife at Woodhouse Spas. Honey, get on in there. 70 spa services, massages, nails, specialty packages. Could be an anniversary gift, birthday. Woodhouse Spas, locally owned, Maple Grove, Woodbury, Rosedale Center. You can either pick up a gift card in store or just go to woodhousespas.com, like I said, and clean up the last few gifts on your list. All right. So have you ever had to like report? You were a starter for like most of your career, but
yeah, but in the beginning I was the third tight end. The U banana. It was great. And
so you got to run out there and you have to like get an official's attention and say, I'm reporting eligible.
We used to, it was great because when Harbaugh came, he was the one that kind of created this whole like, hey, what if two guys go over? They think you're reporting, but really we have the other guy report.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, wait, how are you going to do that? And he was like, well, so-and-so is going to run on the field and he's going to have his hand in the air, but he's not going to wave his chest. And he's going to walk over to, say, Brad Allen. And at the same time, Staley's going to go run over to him to pretend to remind him to report. So Staley'd go running over like, hey, stupid, you got to report to him. And so they'd walk over together. And this was so funny because they'd be like, he's not reporting, I'm reporting. And so the Brad Allen figured it out the first time we did it. And he was like, oh man, this is going to be great. And so he reports it over the loudspeaker, but nobody can hear it because we're in a away stadium. And so Staley ended up catching a touchdown. And dude, ever since then, it's become a real deal. Like, but I don't know how you go in the game as a fullback as the F position. You're the F. You're the F. You're the fullback. Yeah. You are strictly behind the quarterback. And you don't at least go, hey, bro, you got me, right? Okay. Like, You should have seen him running out the field too. I did.
The
I did report
the ABC camera. So they went back and Troy Aikman's like,
Did he
I
do
don't
it?
know. He just no. He came. He didn't even like glance at the official.
He's an idiot. Then you're an idiot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even going to give you an
worked
excuse.
great, by the way. Just
A
watch
phenomenal
68
play.
here. Just carves a path. Boom. It's called meeting in the A gap, meeting in the B gap, whatever that is.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, this they're crushing him for this. This is a great job, dude. He meets Cashman in the hole. Swift does a great job getting behind him. None of it counted. None of it.
And then they wind up like back at the 15-yard line with penalties and
probably took a sack.
Disaster.
Disaster. It's a great job. Look at that hole. Oh, whoop. I mean, there's not much you can do, man. As a linebacker, trying to meet that running back in the hole.
At what point is he thinking to himself? Because you see a flag on the field probably, and oh, man.
I don't know, man. Because I swear when he was running off, he was like, I did report. I did. I was like,
no, dude.
I don't think you did. I don't think they would mess that up, buddy.
So back to the Vikings here.
Here we go. Back to better plays. Thank God.
Let's run the ball. Let's run the ball here.
Let's just do this the whole day.
Man, if they can, dude, if
they look demoralized,
they
too.
don't need to be the Saquon Barkley Eagles running game.
No.
But if they can just 15, 18 carries for Jones, just
that's such a great job. All right, so this is zone. This is true zone because we're in a dot formation. So the minute that Hawk comes over here and we become in this two tight end set, this is called dot or deuce or dicks or whatever you want to call it. The minute this happens, instantly this is zone, and they do such a great job. Go back one step.
Mm-hmm. So they're trying to just climb, right?
Yeah, they see what is it? They don't see it. If we would have seen this, we would have called a Zorro. Because see right there, Dalton Reisner's going forward on this chip, which instantly makes me think that they didn't call a Zorro. So they didn't see this, which I know right now. So this happens on the run, which is way harder because everybody has to think while they're running, right? Brian passes this off to Dalton, and you have to have a lot of trust because Dalton's not really in a good position to accept this. See how he's kind of turned open to it, which you can see the defender, which if I'm catching this ball as the running back, all I see is the defender right there. But it's not his fault because he was thinking they were going to chip. He just ends up collecting this. Brian ends up trusting Dalton to get there. So he's like, all right, listen, I'm going to leave him with you. And so I'm going to go.
Dalton is essentially like, look at the gap between these two players right
Correct.
now.
And initially he's going to 49. So he's going to throw his left hand up and he's going to go to 49. But when he sees the defensive end coming inside, he goes, you know what? I'll take him. Brian's like, okay, you take him. I'll take your piece of pizza. Very hard to do on the run because everything's kind of moving and you're not expecting this. See how Brian's kind of like sudden, like, oh, what's going on? Oh. But he does a great job of taking off on Tremaine Edmonds, which allows this run lane because the safety overplays it. Dude, this is so hard to do on the run. Normally we would be like, hey, Zorro. Everybody turns and runs because they know that they're going to blitz into the middle of this run play. So we're just like, hey, just take your gap and run. But falling into it, super hard.
Keep in mind, dude, like Dalton Reisner, this is only his fifth game or whatever it is as a right guard. And you talk about the chemistry of 5 offensive linemen and him playing on the right side of the center for the first time to have to sort of communicate this stuff telepathically within 2 seconds while it's happening.
Yeah.
Super impressive.
It's a lot of like practice, what you do during the week. You can tell this gets practiced because they do such a great job of creating these run lanes again. And Aaron Jones dude, doesn't it look like he's running so easy? Like it's just everything he looks like he's doing right now. He's like, oh, I'll just take this lane right here. No one wants to tackle me. I'm just going to run through it. Love it.
Bradbury. What happens to Bradbury? He just trips over the turf monster.
You know what? He helps create the lane. Good for you, bud.
Just lay down, let some guys pile
over
you.
Got him.
Or just cut his ass.
Got him.
Okay, this is the I think this is the sack, or not the sack, but the hit that sent Caleb back laying on the bench here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's run around for a half hour, jump in the air, and just
watch this. Watch the high step.
Oh, And then he throws across the field like,
Yeah, God. What did he
doing,
no one
dude?
was going to be there to catch that rainbow pass, dude. What are you doing? Oh my goodness! If I was his O lineman, I'd be having a fit, dude. You just ran for 10 seconds to the left side of the field just to throw all the way back to the right. That is the biggest cardinal sin.
What's he not? Why is he not just, dude?
Because probably because
and
Grenard's
again,
right in
from
front
my
of him.
couch,
Look,
it's easy
nobody's
to say.
blocking that guy right there in front of him, and
That's
he's
fair.
like, "Oh my god, dude, go back." Oh god,
Oh, they just abandoned Grenard. Yeah, look at that.
listen, not gonna work here anymore. Is that
So
what that's
here's
called?
Grenard, I think, right? He's
So
hiding back here.
let me see this protection one more time because it looks like we're in a Roger, which I just said we should be Roger Louising everything, right? Let's see what this is.
Yeah, they're
Yep,
all
that's
all
a
going-
Roger. That's your Roger right there. We call this R. We call it Roger. We call it Ray. It's a great job, right? Pause it right there. See how much help this rookie has right now? See how much help he has? We have a guy on his right. We have a guy on
tight
his
end,
left.
running back. Yeah.
Yep. Telvin Jenkins is right there to help him. There's no way you could mess this up. There's no way.
That ball's got to be out, right? Like,
Dude, it's got to be out, but at the same time, you can't just let Jonathan Grenard push you off the block and then just stand there like, yeah, we're good. We're good. Like, number one, if you're not going to hit it down the seam right there, you need to throw it right there. Yeah, I agree 100%. This falls strictly on him. Like, right now, throw the ball right to the end of Vikings. Throw it right now, right there. Yes, throw it to him. If you're not going to throw it to him, throw it out of bounds. Don't do this. I swear. When he did that, I died laughing. I go, where does he think he's doing? He thinks he's in college. That's what it is. He thinks he's in college. And that's why I'm getting so frustrated with this. Because he runs around, does all this, gets obliterated. But throws the ball all the way to the other side of the field. I mean, by the way, both of you high pointed that at the worst time, which I don't know what's going on. But then to go off the field and lay on the bench and just flop around like a fish, you're like, dude, what are you doing? You could have easily have just ran to the right, thrown the ball out of bounds. Like, it's the drama that nobody wants to see on the field that just going to eventually just drive everybody nuts. Keaton Allen's going to want out. DJ Moore's going to want out. Swifty's going to want out. Komet's going to want out. They're all going to want to leave. They're going to be like, dude, I don't look at this.
Yeah.
Listen,
So
dude,
this is
I get
Dallas
it if it comes.
Turner, first sack since week 1 here and he doesn't play a whole lot, but he got 34 snaps in this one, and
Listen,
you see the potential on this.
I agree, but at the same time, like if I'm the right tackle here, I'm like, listen, dude, what is going on?
Let's go back.
Get rid of that bar at the bottom. He almost did the COD slide, like the slide underneath his hands. Whoop.
Oh, wow.
I know. Dude, he couldn't even get into his full drop before he's getting hit. This is one of the things that we've talked about on our show. This is how you ruin a rookie quarterback too. Because instantly he's going through his pre-checks and he's like, oh yeah, okay. 51's right there. Just watch 51. Just watch 51. Okay, watch 51. Right tackle does nothing to block this rookie, and whammo.
I love going down to the knee there too.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's that COD slide. So fun to watch. And it's hard too, because when these defensive ends change levels like this, like you have to change levels with them, or else it's going to end up looking like this right there. I know. Is that right? The right tackle? Drafted 2 years ago.
I'd pull up a roster.
I'm about to.
Yep. It is
Darnell, right?
Yeah.
Listen, right there. I don't know what he's thinking. You have to put your hands on once again. You got to eventually do something. That's way too easy. That's just so easy.
At least you know what? I will say this. At least 3 of them went to go help him up. Look at that. That's nice. You know, you like to see the offensive.
72 didn't even know what to do. He's like, I just want to go back to Yale.
I got one more for you here. Let's just one more gash run play to send you on your way this morning, Booney. As the Vikings look to
gorgeous Wednesday.
Look at this.
That's a great job too of your running back using his blocker, right? Like very rarely do you see this happen where the running back actually uses a blocker to his advantage like this in open space. Like most of the time I feel like they just try to outrun it. But this is a great job of him seeing Bradbury running the linebacker through and just trusting it, cutting back.
Yeah, let's watch Bradbury on this play.
Wing set. Look at that.
Look at him get out there.
Oh, it's a great reach.
Nice.
Great job. Trust it. Dude, Tremaine Edmonds at one time used to be a baller, dude. This is a great job. Number one, cutting backside, Dalton Reisner, savvy vet. 2, oh yeah.
Yeah, let's
savvy
watch
center.
Reisner. A little cut
And I
here.
think the rule is now that Bradbury can't touch him if you're cutting him at all.
Right, you can't engage. Yep.
So this is a great job of him escaping. We just call this escaping, getting away from trouble. Whoop, whoop. Don't touch me. It's a great job. Right there. Get the reach on the outside edge. We got, who is that? Johnny Munt? And is that Josh Oliver?
I think it's Oliver. Yeah.
That's Josh Oliver doing a great job blocking. Look at that. What are they doing over here? Little quad block. Nope. We got a scoop and we're out. Yep. I'll tell you what, Johnny Munt. Okay, buddy. It's a risky block, but I like it.
Boom.
Tell you what, man. See how many guys are just standing around though? Right there. Demoralized.
1, 2, 3,
Demoralized.
4.
Demoralizing. I'm telling you right now. It's a rough year. But let's talk about something more positive. Like the Vikings could possibly flip with the Lions, dude. And people are like, oh, you're being crazy. I don't think anyone understands the Lions don't have much of a defense. And now that you've lost David Montgomery, I don't think they understand how the 1-2 punch works. See, I send in the first punch, and then the second one comes completely healthy. And then here comes the first one again, completely healthy. When it's just one guy, I'm really, and I don't know how everyone feels about this, and maybe I'm the only one that's thinking this far down the road, but I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with the next 3 weeks of this season.
Yeah.
Because, dude, no two teams have just been running through. And I'll even say one team because nobody gives the Chiefs any love. But the Lions have been running through, and now that all these injuries are starting to catch up with them, and you see what the Bills did to them, and you're like, that's the first team that came in this year that really just punched them square in the mouth and was like, no. We show you how to do the dance. Instantly, I'm like, man, how do the Lions respond from that? And not only that, but then the Vikings come out and kick the crap out of the Bears on Monday night. And it's like, man, because they play them the last week of the season, right?
Yep. And that could be for everything. It could be for Division 1 seed.
Dude.
It's going to be crazy.
Here's why it's so crazy to me. I just think about the beginning of the year, right? Like even I was like, Sam Darnold, no way. I'm up in the air. And now there's even talks that you could have the 1 seed. And it's like, dude, this has been, if KOC doesn't win Coach of the Year, it's rigged. I'm telling you right now, it's rigged if he does not win. This is nonsense.
It is, and there's some other great, formidable candidates for
I'm
sure.
not even.
But
no,
dude,
I'm not.
it is. I mean, just the Sam Darnold thing alone. If you were to,
that's my whole point.
Like, so the 12-2 thing is its own resume builder. But this dude literally revived Sam Darnold's career and got him a 9-figure payday probably in March.
Dude,
from being a laughing stock 9 months ago.
Call him Dumbledore, dude. Like the Phoenix rose from the ashes and he was like, come to me. I'll show you how to do this. And yeah, there's been some sketchy points. Every quarterback goes through their sketchy moments. It's the fact that week in and week out, they continue to show up. People continue to sleep on them. And they're like, hey, no, we're just going to do it. We're just going to do us. We're going to let these 2 guys outside do it. We're going to hand the ball to Aaron at times. Like, dude, I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is going to be super fun the next few weeks. The playoffs, and even right now, just looking at the playoff brackets on both sides, so many fun matchups. But
so many fun matchups. Let's go. I'm here
Bears,
for it.
You'll find that coach someday. Maybe your guy Mike Vrabel turns the whole franchise around.
That'd
be a good hire by them.
I don't want Vrabes to go there. I have so much respect for Vrabes, and I love him so much, but I don't want him to go there.
Yeah, I think Ben Johnson's probably the other guy, but I don't know. He's a coordinator. Can he be a head coach? Seems like a lot to bite off. But hey, if you want more of Alex Boone, the Rhino, 10+ years in the NFL trenches, obviously weekly you can find him here on Purple Daily, also on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel and podcast with Jeremiah Searles. Good stuff. You baking any pies this week?
No, next week I will be. For
pie season, dude.
For Christmas. Oh, it's about to go down for Christmas, dude. We have to have the Mackeys over. Let's go.
Talk dirty. Talk dirty with that blueberry pie from Kowalski's.
God, I love a blueberry pie. Woo.
All right, dude. We'll catch up again here. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. See you guys.